Hi, my name is Joanna, and this film is going to be not professional. I'm not going to be very perfect about, how I do it. I just want to make this movie because I see that there are no data in English about this. I'm going to talk about symbols. I'm going to talk about two main symbols of eagle and snake and dragon. All right, because there's lots of misunderstanding. I'm Polish, I'm Slavic, as you can see, okay, light eyes, light face, and quite light hair. When I was a child, my hair was completely blonde. And I just want to show you some coats of arms and some symbols from Poland, or if not from Poland, then I will comment on it. Just to show you that this comes from Poland, and Poland is Slavic. And what does it mean? And I'm going to, but I will start from what I have at home. At home, I've got this, for example. My children have this, and it's one of the Slavic symbols. Okay, the rooster or the hen or the swan. We've got this because my child loves Lego Ninjago, so we've got lots of dragons. One here. I've got another here. Dragons, before they went to China and Japan, they were Slavic. Sides, Scytia, okay? And after Scytia, there were Slavic nations. And we've got this big IKEA snake that my children love, okay? So that's Slavic symbols. And now look. I said it's not going to be professional, but you're going to see something. Maybe somebody will make it better, but for now the point is to just say it and put it online. This is Nike, you can say Nike, like, you know, like the company. This is the goddess of victory, but you see the snakes. The Nike, this goddess of victory, it stands in Warsaw. Okay, so this is the symbol that we've got also. And there are some people who say that Nike, in fact, it comes from Enki. And if it comes from Enki, it goes all the way back to the story in Sumer from tablets that talk about two gods. Okay, Enki and Enlil, and the symbol of Enlil was the eagle. And he was very fighting god, and he was warlike god, and very, how to say, very, very powerful, but in the sense of destructive sense. And the other god was, okay, so this was Enlil, okay, and the other god was Enki, or Nike, here, okay. Some say it's the same, but we don't know really. She looks like Isis, in fact, also. Anyway, this Enki was the god with his symbol of snake or dragon. All right? And here we go. And there is the fight between the dragon or the snake and the eagle. And the snake, dragon, is just like in China or Japan, it means wisdom and the consciousness and everything which is soul development, internal power, all right? Rather the soul than the ego, okay? Fine. So look, this is not Polish, this is not from Poland. This is also, of course, not even the beginning, but one of the lies about snakes. The snake, in fact, it's not such a big lie. It's a big lie, but basically, if you take the Bible, this is the story from the Bible. If you take the Bible literally, then the snake is just the one who opposes God, but you know, God in the sense of Enlil, the God who is how to say, not open-minded, but the one who doesn't give freedom, the one, the fanatic God, I would say, and the snake is the symbol of the wise God. the god who gives people freedom, and he tells them, come on, try, you are free, you can yourself find out what is the right and wrong, what is the knowledge, and just go to the tree and eat the apple. And here are some coats of arms and some symbols from the cities and from some nobles' families in Poland. This is from some city. We've got the Siren, right? Some city. Siren is like the snake and like the dragon, the same. Enki, in, for example, Greek mythology, Enki was the Neptune. Okay, here Otwock, the city, we've got the dragon. Okay, of course, we've got the eagle. Well, that's another story why we've got it. I would say that the authorities in Poland now are not Slavic, simply. The hen or the rooster, it's Slavic symbol. We've got the snake, the apple, and we've got the crow. Crow is another. So there's the crow, what I say, crow, snake or dragon, and the rooster hen or swan. Another coat of arms, snakes, balance. Princess of Chersk, dragon. This is Ouroboros. This is not from coats of arms, but of course it's the other symbol, very powerful and existing in Slavic countries. In fact, nobody is interested in finding out all this, but the archaeologists and people are interested in art. They see it, because if you go, you can see there some places like you can see we don't have many things that you could really see because it was destroyed or it was taken in possession by other nations, right? But sometimes you just uncover, the thumbs, you uncover the places where the kings lied, where they died, okay, the cemeteries, and you can see the sculptures over there, and there are snakes. Warsaw symbol, Warsaw coat of arms, Siren, hen, rooster, snake, meaning here this is where I live, very close, meaning here the health. Awakened snake, Kundalini, on the tree of Kabbalah. Nike, another. Well, mainly it doesn't look so good. Only Warsaw is really good and Slavic among all others. There are lots of eagles which are not Slavic. I don't know exactly. I think this is Enki and this is Enlil in the form of eagle. That's it. Another coat of arms from Poland. And this is the old herb, the old coat of arm or symbol of Warsaw. You can see that now we've got the Siren, but before it was just the dragon. Okay, just the dragon. And there are lots of stuff like this in Poland. Now what I want to tell you, I want to show you that, okay, you don't only have people who talk about, that are religious people, for example, Christians who are exchanging the truth, saying, for example, that the dragons are bad, that the snakes are bad because the snake tempted people, and it's Satan, in fact, the Satan. And some people try to uncover the truth, and here is one, the battle for earth and your soul. And this is the man called Matthew LaCroix, or I don't know really how to pronounce his name. I will put the link under, you've got the link for this under this film. The battle of Enki versus Enlil, Eagle versus Serpent, and it's all about history. The problem is that he doesn't talk a word about Slavic countries. I know that, you know, it's everything almost was destroyed, but not really everything. This is just a huge propaganda, right? We don't have many monuments, let's say, and if they were in Germany, present Germany, because the present Germany was Slavic up to Łaba, at least, I think further, maybe Ren river. But you have to find this in some other places. Now I'm talking only about symbols. So listen to this guy. It's interesting, but he's not telling the whole truth. The whole truth is mainly told in many films and places, but in Polish. If you are half Polish, half and speaking other languages, or you live abroad, just please look at this. Here, Mr. Skwarek and Lalak, they are talking all about the whole story of eagle and snakes, the way the eagle came to Poland and how all this happened. Why we've got the eagle on our as our Polish symbol, which is not really our Polish symbol. Our Polish Slavic symbol is the there are three, okay, but mainly the snake, the dragon, or the siren, or the crow, or the rooster hen, right? There are also other places, like here, for example, Mr. Białczyński, he has a big blog, but you know, unfortunately for you, it's in Polish, but I put the link inside under this film so that you can check it out if you speak Polish. And he says here, let me tell you. A moment. Right, it can be a little complicated to translate, but I will try. First of all, here he's saying, do not confuse yourself and do not misunderstand two symbols, all right? Dragon or snake or siren or Neptune, you know, all the creatures from this kind of reptile creatures, they are wisdom and health, right, and consciousness, while all the other talk about reptiles, meaning the, you know, reptilians, and about the DRACO constellation and all this stuff that you talk about a lot in the West, in Anglo-Saxon cultures especially, it's a lie, all right? Because it's a tendency to say that the dragon or the snake is bad. No, it isn't. It's an old symbol of wisdom, all right? Even in China, it's very visible now, or in Japan, all right? I think it's very clear over there. So it cannot be bad, but, you know, they are some, I would say they are amphibians, okay, which are, you know, like the frogs. That's, I think that we confuse now, because the reptiles, the dragon, for example, or the snake is not exactly the same as amphibians as the frog, because what you talk about, you know, all the reptilians and all the DRACO nation is in fact not dragons, not snakes. It's not the same. Okay. So he says here that Slavic people cites Scyt, okay, SCYTS, Scytowie, we say in Polish, and Baltic people, Bałtowie or Istowie, they come from crows. So this is one symbol, crows. Another symbol is for Baltic people and East, they are still Slavic, is the swan or hen or rooster. And third symbol, ptakowężyca, which is the siren, it would be the, you know, the dragon, or the connection between the it's kind of a snake with the wings, okay, some kind of bird connected with, or put together with the snake. All right, so that's a siren, basically. I showed you this in Warsaw symbol, the first one. And all this is Slavic, okay? That's all Slavic. And this, don't do this, Oli. It's okay. This person, Mr. Białczyński, he wrote a story here, a book. And you see here are all the symbols. Snake. I mean, there are other also. But here is a story about all those symbols. And there is... The other thing, the last one I want to talk is Mr. Michael Tsarion. I kind of like him and his Unslaved podcast, but it's the same like this guy here, just the same like this guy here, Mr. LaCroix, or LaCroix, because they are not talking about Slavic countries. I know it's difficult because you should probably learn, you would have to learn Polish to read Polish chronicles, and because it's very difficult. People usually, there is a big Slavic movement, and we know a lot in Poland, but not everybody is really going abroad or making films in English, all right? Especially this is kind of difficult topic. Anyway, here Mr. Tsarion talks only about, mainly, I would say mainly, about Ireland, right? And about druids, right? You know, at the very, very beginning, there were, in fact, 3 nations. Celts, I would say, the nations which were haplogroup R1, okay? The Celts, or Celts, we call them Teutonowie, Teutons. I will write it down for you under this film. And Slavic people, right? Those sites, Scytowie. And they were kind of connected, they were brothers. So we can say that that's Celtic people are connected to Slavic countries, but the beginning of all this was in Slavic countries. Okay, the very beginning of all this civilization of you know, the knowledge was in big Scythia, right, east and west, and chronicles talk about it. The problem is that some people just mix the names. Say, for example, that German people were Deutsch, okay? No, in fact, Germania were Slavic people. But this is another story. I just wanted to tell you only about symbols, right? So, if you don't know, dragons. And there were, there were always dragons. Dragons. There were always snakes in this our territory, Slavic territory. Like, for example, in Ireland, they didn't have any snakes because all the symbols came from here. We did have the snakes here, and it was in fact the snake was kind of domesticated animal. We have in chronicles we've got such pictures, right? When children give milk to the snake. Okay, so this is very Slavic. The snake was very Slavic, and then it went to Scandinavian people and to Celtic people, Celtic people, if you want, and to China and to Japan. But everything what was in here was destroyed. There were many cataclysms also, so you know. Still, this movement there is a big revival of the knowledge. So one day I hope the truth will prevail. Take care, Joanna.